It's really, really important that we break down how we have perpetuated fat phobia in our lives to ourselves and others. Hello, I'm Sojourner, social worker, travel blogger, and this is Let's Unpack That, a travel education series. Now you know we gotta unpack that, right? And today we are continuing yet another conversation on travel privileges, and we're talking about body size privilege. And body size privilege is another layer of accessibility, which we did not fully cover in accessibility privilege, so wanted to make sure that we hold space here. And as someone who does hold body size privilege, it is based on our body size or type, and it protects us from weight stigma and fat shaming. And it definitely shows up in the travel space, and here are some examples. 1, booking a flight without being asked to purchase 2 seats, or wondering if you'll be able to fit the seats on other forms of public transportation based on how they're designed. Not having to worry about if travel accessories will be made for you, or even when you go to a destination wondering if they will have your size and clothes if you need to buy something as you're out shopping and traveling. It also means that we're able to see people in travel media and marketing with our body size and body type, therefore we have more representation. If you have body size privilege, you can go to tourist attractions such as amusement parks and not have to worry about weight limits for the rides. Body size privilege also means that we can go out to eat or out and about without people making judgments or staring at us based on our body types. And before I get into the tips portion of this video, I do want to say that it's important for us to unpack how we have internalized fat phobia. We live in a society that stigmatizes plus size people, and so it's really, really important that we break down how we have perpetuated fat phobia in our lives to ourselves and others. And as far as tips on how to support plus size or fat travelers, here are some that have been told to me over time, and I'll include resources at the end of some travelers who are talking more in depth about body size privilege, body positivity. So one of the tips has been not to film fat travelers. This is a phenomenon that kind of started with the rise of social media per se, and that is a blatant invasion of privacy. So when you're out and about, just don't invade people's privacy in that way and film them without their consent, nor film them in order to shame them on social media later. The second thing we can do is that if we notice there is an accessibility issue, to speak up and say something, write a formal complaint to the airline or the hotel about how they can better support. And the third thing we can do is speak up if we see or hear fat phobia. I know sometimes people don't want others to speak up for them on their behalf, and they got it. So just make sure that if you are going to speak up, that you can kind of gauge if the person is asking for help to begin with. And one tip that I hear a lot and quite often is that we need to affirm plus size or fat travelers. And I think, yes, we should be affirming people, but also I think sometimes that line of affirming and trying to seem like we need our approval to exist is very, very thin. And so while it's great to affirm people, no one needs our approval to be who they are. It shouldn't even be a question. If you're looking for more resources and ways to support, there are a few travel bloggers I want to uplift. The first one is Sam of Some Call Me Adventurous. I think she has one of the most aesthetic feeds on Instagram, but she talks a lot about travel and body positivity. Or Chubby Diaries, aka Jeff Jenkins. He is, I would say, one of the leaders of the plus size travel movement right now and forcing the industry to become more inclusive. Jeff's whole mission is to help chubby people travel the world. Annette Richmond, who does a lot in the fat activism in the travel space, and she founded Fat Girls Traveling and the Fat Girls Travel Guide. Created by Annette and also a team of 4 other fat girl travelers, this is a fat positive platform dedicated to telling fat stories, highlighting fat bodies, and changing the landscape of travel, fashion, and lifestyle brands. Annette is a leader, award-winning creator, stylist, all the things, and you can find her on Instagram and her blog at From Annette with Love to see her travels. And the last resource is by lovejezebel.com, and it is 5 ways to be an ally to plus size travelers. So if you're looking for more in-depth scenarios and tips from a plus size person, definitely check out that blog post. Jezebel also has a blog post on a guide to traveling with plus size travelers. So if you are not a plus size traveler, things that we can do to be a better ally and how to check our own behaviors to make traveling more enjoyable. And that is it for this video. If you have any thoughts or reflections, leave them in the comments below, and definitely go follow and support the travelers that I mentioned in this video as well. Thank you so much for watching, and stay curious. Bye.